guess what this video is? So many people have asked me to film this, asked us to film this. This is
Jessie.
And this is my
girlfriend.
I'm glad that you answered with that and not something else. All right. So you guys have always asked, I'm getting attacked by flies. You guys always ask, how did you guys meet? Kind of like, what's your story? So I thought it would be kind of cool to record, you know, just kind of how we met and our story. So I'm gonna have you start it off because she tells it a lot better than I do. So how did we meet?
Okay, so in 2013, I moved to San Diego and I got a job at 24 Hour Fitness in El Cajon, like San Diego. And I started seeing John around in spring of 2014. So I would like see
That's the gym, so the 24 Hour Fitness that she worked at was the gym that I started going to when I first started. Like that was the gym I went to from the beginning of my weight loss up until pretty much when I started working there, and then when I left, I just kind of stopped going there. So that's kind of a background on that. So I just kind of saw him around a little bit. We never really talked or anything like that. You saw me getting swole?
Yeah.
Swole patrol?
That's what was happening there. I never really said anything and he didn't either. And then we started getting to a point where like we would look at each other and be like... No,
see, she would stare at me and I'd get kind of like freaked out. I'd be like, this girl, I would talk to my friends.
Actually,
like,
it was more like you would be like walking and then you'd be like it would get close to me and then you would like look away. And
I was scared to talk to girls. I'm still scared to talk to girls.
Do you like me or is there something on my face?
There's something on your face. Okay, so, and then what happened?
And then
we never talked.
Never.
Before I started working at 24.
Ever talked. I think we started recognizing each other a little bit, right?
Kind of. I mean,
it wasn't like, oh, I think about him when I'm not at work.
Yeah, exactly.
I
don't believe that. She probably thought about me all the time.
I didn't even know your name. Actually.
Same. Okay, so we never talked. Eye contact was made. That's the furthest that happened before I started working at 24.
Yes.
And then I started working at 24
in August.
Okay.
And then we still didn't really talk then. Like I remember I walked in one day and I saw him there in a work shirt and I was like, and he was just like, hello. And I was like,
this is my house now.
Wait a minute.
This is my house now.
Wait, I've been working here for a year. Who are you? And then...
So I worked the front desk. So what I did was pretty much greeted people, gave them towels, because at the gym that she still works there actually, but at the gym that we used to work at, towel service was the thing. So what I had to do was literally clean towels all day and then hand them out to guests. So she came up and I said hi, and then she went into the kids club, which is right next to the front desk. So she goes in the kids club, and then so we're working together. Like I never really talked to her. We never had any conversations.
I came in with Starbucks a couple times and he would say something.
Oh yeah.
He also worked at Starbucks.
So exactly, that's funny. Yeah, she came in one time and she had a caramel macchiato. That's what she loves, an iced caramel macchiato. And she came up and I thought it was a hazelnut macchiato, so I was like, oh, you got a hazelnut macchiato. And she's like, no, it's actually caramel. And I was like, oh, I'm such a dummy. No, so that was like, we kind of had conversations then. And then one night, because I always worked nights there, because I worked mornings at Starbucks. This is when I was working both jobs. You had to work the front desk, you had to work the front desk for some reason.
Well, I was cross-training, so that just means that I work in kids club, but I'm able to come out at the front and help if they need it.
Yeah.
But you were working.
Mm-hmm. And then so we had a conversation. We ended up talking. What? Do you remember what I said? So she was talking about how you were saying, what was it? Like you were just saying I'm really tired, right?
Yeah, I was like, I'm so tired. I'm probably gonna pass out.
I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah.
Don't try this at home.
You were creepy.
What did I say? What did I say?
You were like, no, it's so weird.
What did I say? Just say it. What did I say?
Weird.
What did I say? Don't ever do this.
Horrible.
Don't ever do this.
You were like, would it be weird if you woke up in my house or something like that?
I said my room.
Yeah, creepy.
Oh man.
And I remember like
I remember when I said that, I was like, that was weird. Oh well, let's keep going on this one. You laughed though.
I did laugh, and then I was like, wow, you are gutsy. Like you have some gumption.
All right, gumption, that's a cool word. Okay,
yeah.
What happened? So what happened after that?
After that, I think I was kind of like, let's see, like, because I liked you, but
yeah,
I was
obviously,
like,
I mean, I thought you were pretty. So.
I was like, does he like me? I don't know, but I kept like putting the line out there to see if you would like catch on. And we just kind of did that for a while, right? Like we just kind of like flirted at the front desk. And you would like make eye contact with me every time I went to kids club. Like I would come in for my shift and you'd be like,
yeah, of course I did. So what happened? We ended up one day we were both working out. Both of us were not working, right? You were working out with Brianna, I remember
Right,
this, and I was just working out by myself. And you guys ended up going into like the little like extra room, the like circuit room, and I was like doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, I hope like I see them when they're coming out, because I really wanted to talk to Jesse. And I remember I saw you as you were like leaving, right? You were about what happened?
No, what's funny is like later, you didn't know this, but I was looking for you. Like I went to the gym, and I remember like getting there and I was like, oh man, I wonder if John's here. And I like walked towards like the weights, and I saw him there, and then I just turned around. And then we went into the group X room where we were getting ready to go in there. And I was like, hopefully I make it through this. And you were like, well, hopefully you do, because otherwise I won't be able to get your number.
No, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I said, hopefully you make it through your workout. Because if she said, like, hopefully I don't die during my workout, I said, well, if you die, I won't be able to get your number.
Yeah.
So that was me basically being like, I'm interested, right? And more than just a friend. So we ended up like ending our workouts around the same time. And I remember we were like both walking out, and then I remember I had to like walk away for a second, so I said like bye to her and her friend, thinking that they were just gonna walk away. And then I remember like I had to talk to the manager or something like that, and then I walked back out, and they were standing by the front doors, and I was like, okay. And then so we ended up, all three of us ended up walking out to her friend's car, and then her friend left, and then that's when I got your number, right?
No, we exchanged Snapchats.
Oh,
like we didn't even exchange numbers yet. We were just like, he was like, hey, let me get your Snapchat. And I was like, okay.
I don't know, that's weird why I did that, I don't know. Okay.
Probably just nervous.
Yeah, probably just nervous.
Because I was so cute.
You were so cute. Oh, burn. Okay. So, and then after that, we ended up, I got your number through that, right?
Yeah.
And we ended up talking, and then, so we were talking like pretty much nonstop all day, right?
For a little while.
And then I ended up, we were both working one day, and I said, hey, like what time do you get off? And we ended up getting off around the same time.
Yeah, we got off at the same time.
And then I said we should get Starbucks after work.
Yes, because we live like cat corner, we work
exactly.
cat corner to Starbucks.
So we went to Starbucks, right? So what happens then?
So he orders a Starbucks passion tea. And
lemonade,
passion tea.
raspberry.
No, there was no lemonade because it wasn't that good.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and he didn't know that I like candy everything. So if it doesn't taste like candy, I won't drink it.
The drinks that she gets is just straight sugar. It's crazy.
We won't talk about that right now.
Okay, all right.
So mine was like really bland. He got us passion tea, which is fine. It wasn't that bad. It just wasn't as sweet as I would have liked it to be. And then we just kind of like walked around for a little while and talked about like our childhood and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then we came back around and we sat down at a table and we talked for a while. And we just talked about like our upbringing and like he told me about like stories about his mom and his family and then vice versa. Yeah.
And then
okay.
I went for it. So I walked you to her car, and then right before you got in your car. Okay,
first of all, this is actually really sweet. So I'm like, this is laid back, whatever, it's chill. Like obviously we like each other, no big deal, no rush. And he's like, so when can I see you? Like when can I see you again? And I'm like, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing the next day? And I was like,
persistence. Persistence.
I don't know. And then I kind of like leaned in for a hug, and then he just got me.
No hugs. No hug crew. I only get kisses.
No.
I only get kisses. So I went for the kiss. First kiss. That happened that night. So and then
that happened that night.
Let's kind of like, because I don't want this video to be 3 hours long. So let's fast forward to. So there was a couple times. So I asked her to be my girlfriend like 3 times. Literally, I asked her 3 times. The first 2 times she said like, she wasn't mean about it, but she was just like, well, it's kind of, and I kind of agreed. I was like, yeah, you're right. So about 2 weeks after that first date, it was like 2 weeks after it, right?
Yeah.
So it was like 2 weeks after that, I asked her to be my girlfriend, and she said yes, finally.
Finally.
So I kind of want to talk about what else we've been through. So
yeah.
This all happened, like us talking and us going out. This all happened before my video went viral, and the only reason I'm bringing that up is because when that happened, it changed my whole life, and in turn it changed our relationship. So it was just crazy when the video went viral. Everything changed, and I started to kind of change, honestly, in not the best way. I started to be really kind of focused on like myself and just kind of like my YouTube channel and just trying to build up what I had been given, right? I had been given this viral video that changed my life. And then I ended up going on Ellen, and all this stuff was going on. And as this stuff was going on, our relationship was kind of getting a little rocky, would you say, right?
Well, and I think like we were very new to it. Like we'd only like known each other for a couple months when we started like when we made it official, and literally we'd only been together for 2 weeks when the video came out. And so we were still like, we didn't even have time to have the honeymoon stage where we were like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, you're so perfect all the time. Like it was like suddenly we were like, oh, suddenly we have problems with communicating, and oh, we don't know how to talk about our feelings, and like all this stuff we just didn't have time to figure out.
During this time, like there was so much going through my head. Like I said, my life was literally changing in front of my eyes. Every single day was like different things happening. And there's this saying that it's like, instead of saying I don't have time, say it's not a priority. And it's so true with how I treated the relationship. It turned into me being like, oh, I don't have time to go out tonight, or I don't have time to hang out because I have to film this video, or I have to do this. There's other things I have to do. So it's basically like I was telling her, without saying this to her, I was saying, you know, you're not a priority to me anymore. And I never said that to her, but like by being like, oh, I have to do this, sorry, I just don't have time to hang out. And a huge thing that I was doing too was I kind of wouldn't really let myself be a part of the other parts of your life, the family you're living with, the church that you go to, and that we go to, and so I was kind of like segregating myself. Like it was like when she was with other people, she was doing her thing, and then if she was with me, it was only me. She wasn't talking to other people. Now that being said, it's not like I wasn't trying to do this to be mean. It's not like I was like trying to segregate her. I was trying to be a bad boyfriend. This is my first relationship that I've ever been in, but mind you, okay? So it was just all overwhelming, right? And so we were going through all this stuff, and we ended up breaking up, right?
Yes, in December. We broke up like it was like the first week of December. We broke up like after this, we kind of had a big fight, like in Thanksgiving. And I think it was just like a result of keeping everything in and not really talking about like the issues at hand.
Something that we were both bad at, and that we're a lot better at now, because we're getting really into this, was just talking about our feelings and talking about what we're going through, and talking about how you did this made me feel this way.
Right.
And so we would just kind of like hold that in, and we want to talk about it. So so we ended up breaking up
for 3 days.
For 3 days, yeah. Oh, so, okay. So yeah, we broke up 2 times. We ended up breaking up for 3 days, and then I was like, no, I can't. We need to be back together. So we ended up getting back together, and then, but with getting back together, we kind of just hoped that the things would be fixed by themselves.
Right. Right. There was no like game plan. I think that we got back together because we were like, oh gosh, we miss each other. But there was no like resolution. Yeah. It was just kind of like, oh, I'm so glad that we're not broken up anymore.
Yeah. Like, we never, because the breakups were never like bad. They were never bad breakups. It was always pretty mutual. We understood what we were both going through, and how we just weren't being the best partner, I guess you could say. So it's not like whenever we broke up, we were like, I'm not talking to that person anymore, I hate that person. It was never like that. So like, you're better with timelines. So that was, when was the second time that we ended up breaking up?
We actually, like the last time you know?
Yeah, the last time.
We broke up in March.
So
because I think it started to get really busy again. That was the problem too, is like, because, and it was a good thing for him because doors were opening and all these opportunities were presenting themselves, and it was like, oh, Quest, which is awesome, and like now he had these opportunities to go to all these expos and stuff, but again, we hadn't resolved some of the issues, and so it was like he would go away, and it was like, what do I, you know what I mean?
And I was really bad at like talking, like I'm just really bad at talking, like if I'm not in the town, I'm just like, I'll talk to you when I get back, and that's not something that she likes. She likes to be talked to all the time. So we ended up, basically that whole time, I want to say it's not like we've ever had a bad relationship. Like I would never say like it was ever like toxic or anything. It just wasn't the way I see relationships is like the other person should be making you stronger, should be making you better, and that just wasn't happening. We were kind of like letting ourselves kind of just stay in the same spot.
We weren't like sharpening each other whatsoever.
Exactly, yeah.
It was like we were wearing each other out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't toxic, but it was a little unhealthy.
Yeah,
I think,
for sure.
Because we just weren't figuring it out.
So then we're not together for a few months. Like I said, I'm not good with time. How many months was it?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna count on my fingers. 4 months.
So it was 4 months, and we ended up, it's not like we were always kind of talking the whole time, like texting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we had always kept in contact, and then we ended up so when I was up in LA, in the LA house is when we actually started talking again, like talking every single day. And the day that I got back from LA, we ended up going to the river, or not the river, to the pond, to the Lake Murray, and we walked around and we talked for a while. And then, so we ended up, it's funny, we don't really have like a date that we got back like, together. So I think we're just gonna keep our first day that I asked her to be my girlfriend as our anniversary. But that's besides the point. So we ended up, you know, getting back together, and that's the last time that we've, like, that's this time right now. And I don't know, I think it's just been better than
it's been a lot better.
Yeah. I didn't like say, a lot of it was her too. Like, she didn't really want me to put her on social media, and like I understood why, and I didn't want to either. You know, we were trying to like make sure it was like healthy enough before I kind of announced it.
Yeah, I think we wanted to make sure, like, is this gonna be like another, well, we probably shouldn't have done this, or is it gonna be like better this time?
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know, it's just, when you're with someone, you want them, I think you want them to make you a better person, and I think that you make me like so much better of a person. Like the things that, they're just like kind of my priorities have changed from trying to like better myself for my own gain, and like obviously everything better myself is like I'm trying to help you guys. That's what I'm trying to do, but it's like trying to, you know, build up my brand or whatever you want to call my name, but now it's like I want to build this up so we have something.
Yeah.
And it's just, it really has just been better than it's ever been. Like I don't know, I always say this, and I say this to her all the time, that I'm really lucky to have someone, because a lot of people don't realize, especially like what I do as a job is very weird. It's a very strange, and especially like she has to explain it to her family. If she has to explain it to someone that asks, like, what does John do? And she has to explain it. That's not fun. Trust me, that's not fun for someone that's not part of this, you know? And I don't know, it's just, everyone's been asking me, and I'm sure everyone assumed that it was probably like gumdrops and butterflies and we've had the best relationship, but we've definitely been through some stuff. And I just want to say to maybe like to anyone that's maybe going through something with someone, like really think about, is this person making you stronger? And is it, because just because you guys end up not talking for a while, like I feel like you really can end up like, I don't want to say breaking up, just kind of taking a break. And I know that people say like that's such a funny thing, but like really taking a break and working on yourself, because until you're happy with yourself and you're really like happy with who you are as a person, it's really hard to really be a good partner and to be good for someone. If you're not really happy with who you are, you're not really happy with what it is that you're doing with your life, and you're really still kind of confused, because I was just so confused when we first started talking, dating. I was like, and then all this stuff was happening, you know what I mean? My life was changing and I didn't know how to handle it. And I mean, now I feel like, I mean, the amount that I've matured in pretty much in a year is amazing, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully you agree with me on that. So yeah, I just kind of, I wanted to tell you guys that story and you know, actually formally introduce you to Jessie instead of being like, hey, here's Jessie for a second, and then her laughing and then turning the camera around. But yeah, that's our story. It's not the best one, it's not the worst one, but it is ours.
Yeah.
And is there anything else you would like to say? Is there anything?
No, I'm just like really excited for everything that's like ahead.
I am too.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you guys liked it, say I liked this video because Jessie was in it, because she's the best. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that we wanted to say. What was it? Oh yeah, look how buff I am. We are, whatever.